Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Astrology for Beginners. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James, and today's video is on the mysticism surrounding the symbol or glyph for the sign of Gemini. Now, all of these videos, this is video 9 of 30, which spans astrology, to give you a good understanding of astrology from the ground up. That is from the mystical, esoteric point of view, not the back of the Sun newspaper or the New York Post. But to give you a good understanding of some of the esoteric, mystical ideas behind the signs, which have for thousands of years been mainly handed down orally, that is verbally, from mystic to mystic. And there's a lot involved in astrology, and we're going to talk about some of it today, and you'll see why the sign of Gemini is what it is. Well, the sign represented by, oh, by the way, I will say this, that all of these videos, which run for about 10 or 15 minutes each, they're in the playlist on my channel, and it's very easy to find. You just go for Astrology for Beginners, click on that, and then it'll take you in, and you'll be able to pick and choose whatever it is that you want to watch. But there will ultimately be about 30 videos in there. Now, Gemini, of course, is the third sign. We've previously spoken about Aries and Taurus, and we're following the divine energy and what it means for us. Well, Gemini represents and it indicates the end of androgynism. Androgyny is where you can't tell whether something is male or female, or rather, it is neither male nor female. And it also represents the time in Gemini where the divine impulse then splits for the first time into polarization and into the division of the sexes, into duality. You might notice how virtually everything in nature comes in twos, up, down, in, out, this and that, black and white. We have everything seems to run in twos. Well, the Gemini influence, the energy relates to the manifestation of cosmic intelligence from which other principles or things that make up the manifested universe can be derived. So it is for the first time, you see, we didn't see in either Aries nor in Taurus, we had the spirit was one, and then for the first time during the sign of Gemini, we have division, we have separateness, we have polarity. Gemini essentially represents the impulse that enables cosmic intelligence to manifest, and through which differentiation can exist in all sorts of things. Planets, stars, atoms, molecules, differentiation, different things. The spiritual intelligence then throws up a literal lottery of things that can happen. There is boundless, infinite number of creative outcomes that can be achieved. And in particular, there is polarization, there is opposites. And from that polarization arises attraction, and attraction in particular between different forms of existence. It may be between males and females, or the lesbian and gay community, and just change the sex around to make it comfortable for your living and lifestyle. But let's have a look at the symbol itself. Now, this is the actual symbol for Gemini. It's two vertical lines with a horizontal line that's slightly curved upwards on that side, and a horizontal line that's slightly curved downwards on that side. Now, interestingly, it has been the case throughout history, and it's certainly the case in Hindu astrology and Hindu tradition, that Gemini has been represented by a man holding a club and a woman holding a musical instrument like a harp or a lute, sometimes standing, sometimes together in a boat. It has also been represented in the ancient Greek tradition by the stars in the constellation of Gemini that are known as Castor and Pollux. Now, I won't go into the mythological backgrounds of both of those, other than to say they had the same mother but different fathers. They were twins. How can you have twins that have different fathers? Well, that's what mythology is all about. So here we have the vertical lines and the horizontal lines, and they represent two sets of human beings, and they are fully polarized, but nevertheless they are united as a pair. Now the juxtaposition of the horizontal and vertical lines, particularly with these curves on the top here, points to the masculine and feminine parts of your nature. Now, you may say, look, I am a man or I am a woman, and you are. However, it is a fact that all of us have aspects of male and female within us. It may be predominantly female in one. It may be predominantly male in another. There may be more of one and you understand what I'm saying there. But what this symbol also recognizes is that when the energy relating to Gemini comes along, it sets up mutual attraction, dependence, and creative activity in what is a harmonious blend of things together or people together, even though we may be talking about very different counterparts. So although the male and the female may be very different, they can nevertheless get together in a harmonious way. But look at this, about this here. Now, I've told you that what this is about, it's about the manifestation of cosmic intelligence. That's Gemini. That's the urge that's coming through. This is represented by these two lines here. Now, in this case, these two lines, look, I will mention in passing, the vertical lines here represent the masculine, the horizontal lines represent the feminine. But in addition, and alternatively, these vertical lines here, they represent spirit. They represent, in this case, cosmic intelligence. Now, cosmic intelligence, primary quality, is that of completely unbounded freedom. And yet, this freedom is being constrained by these two lines here, these two horizontal lines. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this suggests that at this stage, in the third sign of the zodiac, only a portion of divine energy is given to Gemini. Now, I might also say that some people have said, and this is something, I'll mention this in passing. There is also here the balance, I suppose, in Gemini between the desire for, with the upward curving horizontal line, for a spiritual attainment, for understanding the real person, and with this downward curving horizontal line, the desire to engage in manifestation and everything that it has to offer. So it's actually quite balanced in that sense. There is another thing which I'll point out, and it's not something that I agree with, but you may hear of it at some time. That is the Gemini symbol. The other symbols, such as having people together and everything, forget about those. That's for babies. It's not in the sign for Aries. In the video for Aries, I think I referred at one moment and drew at one moment a T like this, a cross like that. That T is known as in Greek as tau, is the letter in Greek, and it's known as a tau cross. What some people have suggested is that the Gemini symbol, which, as you will remember, is that, you'll be able to see that, is actually, this is one of those, and there's another one coming down like that. You can see how that works? So that what there is a tower cross going up that way, and there's a tower cross coming that way. Put these together side by side, and they would, of course, end up looking like that, except there wouldn't be a curve on it. The only problem with that analysis, and look, you hear a lot of weird, strange things in astrology, and very often they're wrong. And they don't have a proper thousands, I mean, we're talking 3,000-4,000 of years worth of mystical experience here. This Tower Cross has for at least 3,000, probably 4,000 years, been representative of death and rebirth. That's just the fact in mysticism and in esoteric study. This Tower Cross has for thousands of years referred to death and rebirth when looking at symbology. People who want to try and break up the Gemini symbol and say it's a couple of these Tower Crosses, say one group of people in Gemini have a very spiritual sort of leaning, whereas the other group of people, as you might suspect, who have this upside down Tower Cross, have a very a great leaning towards manifestation and everything that manifestation has to offer. That's very interesting, but it's wrong. So this is what the actual elements of the symbol are, and that's why they are the way they are, and there's nothing any more complicated than that. Always prefer the simple explanation, and that simple explanation actually hides an enormous, complex amount of mystical and esoteric thought. In a nutshell, what Gemini stands for is the complex transformation that is permitted in material manifestation by the division of manifested properties into female and male principles. Interesting, isn't it? Next we have, what would be next? Cancer. So get ready, that'll be the next video. That will be video number 10. So remember that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Now, until then, it's bye for now.